walk through that door out there. That's the most important thing. Take the plunge.
Yeah.
And you won't regret it. I guarantee you won't regret it.
Wonderful staff.
You can't you can't lose. I mean, it doesn't cost anything.
Exactly.
So come, dive head on and get in.
Welcome back to another podcast For Your Health, a podcast brought to you by Roane General Hospital. And the focus of this podcast for the weeks that we've done has generally been the Prescription for Your Health program sponsored by Roane General Hospital. It is an all-encompassing program that allows people to improve their quality of life, be it physically, mentally, nutrition-wise, all sorts of areas. This is a great program to have. We've also branched out and talked to some members of the community about other ways in which they are helping the community become active and improve their quality of life. But every once in a while, we have a couple guests dropped in our laps, and we're always happy to hear testimonials or what they felt by being members of the Prescription for Your Health program. If you think back to BJ Schreckengoss, she has been one of our most exciting podcast members. People loved her story. It really does a great job of eliminating excuses for people who really just don't have a reason not to show up for the Prescription for Your Health program. But I got a couple of really special guests with me today, and I know them a little bit. This is Janet and Jay Starcher. Not only are they Prescription for Your Health members and kind of rock stars in the program, they might not agree with that, but rock stars, but they're also my family members, my aunt and uncle. So it's always fun to get a chance to talk to you guys. And in this environment, it's even more fun for me because I'm not even doing work right now, guys. First off, thank you guys for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us because this is something that's really important in our lives.
It absolutely is. And you guys are going to give a pretty fun testimonial as to why you guys got involved in it, of course, and what it has done to benefit you all in the time that you've been in the Prescription for Your Health program. I always like there's different ways that you can enter the program. People come in at different levels,
Right.
but it's all working to the same thing. Before we talk about that, though, we're going to go back. Let's talk about your all's history when it comes to being active, when it comes to being athletic, when it comes to recreation, outdoor, moving your body, obviously, is something that you guys have done for many years in many different ways. I'll start with Jay. Jay, obviously, athletics was a part of your life.
It was
for
since I
many,
was a
many
little
years.
kid. Yeah, I grew up with it. My dad was an athlete. And it's just something that happened. If I followed in his footsteps. It was a pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah, your dad actually one of the better multiple sport athletes to come out of Roane County. Went to WVU for that, and then you and your brother Joey, and of course your sister as well. You guys have all been very athletic and active. You were sports oriented. I just saw, by the way, on there's a Facebook page that I think Richard Frum runs. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I've seen it.
The Roane County One Room Schoolhouse, and they just posted like the second LKC Golf Championship, of which you were a medalist.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a really good and fun site to have. So obviously, athletics was very important to you, not only as a youngster, but through high school, and then you stay active as you grow and you become an adult.
Hopefully you do.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of being active in your life and getting a start and then carrying on as you get older.
Yeah, 100%. Now, Janet, you come from a family.
That's
the
insane.
The Kincaids, probably one of the more, as you said, insanely active groups of people I've ever met. Competitive as well. But one thing, it's almost as if it was kind of naturally instilled in you and your siblings, is to be active in different ways. There was always different ways in which you guys were active. Competitive for sure, but it all came down to moving your body, trying to stay active and healthy.
If there was a sport they wanted to try.
Yes.
They had to try it. It was like it was required.
I remember at one point when you were helping run the fitness center down at Skateland, when we all ended up getting involved in inline hockey. It doesn't matter what the sport was. You guys were going to be competitive in it. But seriously, though, Janet, you guys have always been active, and it's something that's been important to you for a long time.
Movement is freedom, and there's joy in being able to run, which I don't do very well anymore, but it is freedom to me.
Yeah.
When I was large pregnant, I would go where no one could see me, and I'd run as fast as I could, because at that time it wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't quite as easy at that point.
And you didn't want people to see you. But it's just the freedom of movement, the joy of moving.
Yeah. And you have done it in different ways. As we mentioned, you were very instrumental in the early days, if we think back to the fitness center, the fitness complex, before it ever even was a thought.
She wrote the grant for the first one. Here.
Exactly.
For Roane General Hospital. She wrote the federal grant and got the money and put it in. Went and bought the stuff and put it in, and it was on then.
Let me ask you that. To see what it's become, that's got to be satisfying to you.
I would have never dreamed of what we have here and how it is more than just a gym. Yeah. It's just remarkable, the foresight that they have had here.
Pretty amazing.
And I think about that. I think how in the world they did that. I talked to Doug Bentz, and I asked him about this because his goal in this and the group's goal was always, and we say this, to improve the quality of life in multiple ways, not just to treat postscript, to be proactive in improving people's health so they don't have to come in for all of these. Of course, we've got comorbidities. We've got a lot of numbers that are not good in Roane County. And I told him, I said, it's almost if you're cutting off your nose to spite your face as a hospital. He said, doesn't matter. We are trying to improve the quality of people's lives here. It doesn't matter. They want to improve people's lives, and to figure that out.
I think that's a very true statement on his part right there.
Yeah.
They want to do this.
Yeah.
It's something they're striving to do to make successful.
And it's a pretty overwhelming task when you look at the numbers in Roane County as far as obesity, childhood obesity. We've talked about the numbers, all of these health problems, these diseases that people have, diabetes, heart conditions, and of course sedentary lifestyles, Parkinson's disease. And again, this program is just this plus many things that you guys have really worked hard on to improve the quality of your life. And this is one part of it. How did you guys get started in Prescription for Your Health? When did that start for you guys? Obviously, we talked about your younger days, but as you guys grow and age, obviously maladies are going to happen. Things are going to happen. You had the Starcher hips, obviously.
Yeah, I had that, and I had 4 hip surgeries and 3 knees, and it was an uphill struggle there for about. It seemed like for about 5 to 8 years, I was having some kind of orthopedic surgery every year.
Yeah,
and so
your neck surgery.
And my neck surgery. And so it was.
So it's not easy to even get through that stuff.
No.
But when did Prescription for Your Health come in? That's what I wanted to know.
Well, through all this, Jay spent a lot of time in physical therapy, and we have a wonderful physical therapy department.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Top notch. Those people are great.
And it got so when he'd have a surgery, a surgeon.
When he'd have a surgery, another one.
As they have a good reputation here for their physical therapy, because at first they wanted us to go to their hospital, wherever that was.
I had several of these done at WU. They wanted us back up there.
And then the word was out that they have an excellent physical therapy department here, and that we do.
We do. I just kind of put my foot down. I said, "You, I'm not coming back up here to do this. This is silly." I said, we got a great department down there. These
Yeah.
people are top notch. You check it out. If I'm telling you wrong, then I'll come back. But I said, I don't plan on coming back.
That's a long trip back and
It's a long
forth
trip.
each time that
That's
you have
right.
to do it. So you get the care you need right here.
Exactly.
So through all this, we still, he's very motivated. We still tried to, do what we could and what we knew to do to help him physically.
Yeah.
And then I started hearing about what they were doing up here. And so
So she started checking it out more.
Yeah,
We
yes.
were because we kind of gotten away from it a little bit. We have dogs and we get our exercise with our animals. We take
Chasing
them, out
them
and
down.
walk them around, and so it was, we got lots of exercise without it coming here.
but it wasn't all the right
it
kind
wasn't.
of
No,
exercise.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
And so I think I started taking some classes and working out some in the gym, and
She come home and say, you need to do this.
yes, and I didn't think there was a snowball's chance that he would come with me, but
Starcher men aren't stubborn. What?
determined.
Yes.
But once he was determined to come, the classes are amazing. We had the best instructors, and they
You get top notch.
taught, and
Top
there's
notch.
all ages, male, female, just, and
It's really good. I mean,
and we have fun, and it's a social thing also.
Yep.
And we go, tell them about going to the physical therapy department at WVU, neurology department up there, and tell about that.
The when Jay was first diagnosed with Parkinson, they wanted him to be evaluated through their physical therapy department. The first time we go in there, the physical therapist told Jay what he wanted him to do, and he said, I want you to do exercises for balance. Jay says, I already do that. And I want you to stretch. I already do that. I already do that. And so the guy was kind of rolling his eyes like, yeah, you arrogant thing. Sure you are. But then he was scheduled for a focus ultrasound procedure because he had a bad tremor in his left hand. And so Jay went back and had a very thorough physical evaluation. And after the physical therapist was finished, he took us in his office, and he looked at us and he said, you really aced that. And Jay said, I told you already been doing all that. And he's like, well, keep on.
You keep doing what you're doing then.
Yeah, break a neck. In other words, it's like, do it until you can't stand it anymore. He said, because that's the best thing you can do is exercise. For Parkinson's disease, that's the number one thing on the list is exercise. Vigorous exercise. They say vigorous exercise, not just messing around.
Yeah.
It's vigorous. You need your heart rate up for so long. You need to do weight training. You need to stretch. You need to breathe. It's all encompassing.
Yeah.
So
And balance.
and balance.
Yeah.
Keep from falling and hurting yourself.
So that very same day, Jay had the focused ultrasound procedure, and in the middle of it, the surgeon came out. I was in the waiting room. He said, we have to let the machine cool down a second or something. And he said, I looked over your husband's physical therapy evaluation, and his exact words were, it was amazing. And so I asked the physical therapist, you have to tell this man how much is too much.
Okay.
And he said, well, if you get 150 minutes a week, that's pretty good. Yeah. Well,
That's your max.
yeah. Well, no, he said that should do it.
That should do it.
Yeah.
Well, we usually get more than that a day. But so far, it is really working.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I mean, I went in there. I had a tremor that I mean, it was it's very visual.
Yeah, very noticeable.
No, you can't tell.
Yeah.
It hardly moves anymore. It's amazing what they did for me.
Yeah.
So I just try to hang in there and do it. Stay with it. Stay up with it, and do what I can do.
Yeah.
And it's,
Well, that's what I love about this program is they've designed it to where you can do what you can do. These
and
group
that's the thing,
classes,
they don't encourage you to go in there and kill yourself. They don't want that. In fact, they'll tell you if it hurts, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do what you can do. Go slow.
Yeah.
And give you pointers of things to do at home.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
for instance, Jay brushes his teeth standing on one leg.
Really?
Try
Balance.
Balance.
I don't know if I could.
Balance.
Yeah.
It's just one way to do balance exercises. It's when you don't have anything to do, you just
Yeah.
stand and brush your teeth and practice. So
Was that hard at first, or was it?
it was. It's not easy.
Not something you think about,
Not
though.
something you.
And, another thing we do in class is just starting to stand from your chair and then slowly lowering yourself back down. A lot of things to prevent a fall and other things to strengthen or know how to fall.
That was one of the first things my neurologist said. He said, "I want you to do two things for me." He said, "Be very conscious." He said, "Number one, don't fall.
Yeah.
Don't do that." And he said, "Don't choke. You got to be careful because he said your larynx muscles, your throat muscles aren't they're not as responsive to they used to be.
Yeah.
So your possibilities of choking are real things."
Yeah.
So he said, "Don't fall, don't choke."
Yeah.
So that's part of
Well,
my
two very
deal.
simple explanations. Don't fall, don't choke. You're good to go. Other than that.
That's right.
So these classes that you guys have been involved in, of course, they've got many different classes. They've got the silver sneakers, the chair classes you were talking about. They've got yoga. I know that you've been involved, Janet, in the aquatics, the what do they call that? The water aerobics classes.
aerobics.
Now I'm going to tell on you. I hear there's a lot of chattering between you and my mother.
Oh, yes.
As long as there's activity going on at the same time.
The social thing is good, right?
Yes, I'm telling you, we talked with the teacher of that, Cheryl Tolley, and she mentioned that, and it was something I didn't think about. And that's the same thing with all these classes is the social aspect of people not even thinking that they need to get out and engage with other people.
Yeah.
It not only helps you physically, but it helps you mentally. And there are a lot of people who maybe are a little older and maybe are alone now. And so that engagement, that interaction with other people is a side effect, a positive side effect that I wouldn't have expected to be probably something in the meetings. They were like, well, this is going to help social, but it just has. It has actually just helped the social aspect for people. And it's not something that I don't think it's something that was one of their, we need to check this off, but it's something that has happened.
It's evolved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something that's evolved out of this.
And Veronica Stover, she does an outreach class at our church. And there's a lot of people have some fear of coming to like the gym, or it's just out of their comfort zone. But a lot of women especially, and a couple men that have come to the outreach at the church. And it's don't be afraid to take the risk of trying something new. Don't fail. Don't fail is not trying is failing.
That's right.
Many people have said that to me during the sitting across from me. They said the hardest part always, the number one hardest part is walking through the door the first time.
I'd say that's probably right.
And once you get over that first, whatever it's fear or it doesn't matter what it is, breaking through that and coming in. Obviously, you guys sing the praises of the classes. What specifically have they done, let's say for you? What have they done for you? Because you take a lot of them. It's not just one thing. You've kind of dabbled in all of them and you just enjoy them.
Yes, but I can see physically a huge improvement. I'm really bad my flexibility, and so I've taken some yoga classes.
And you wouldn't think so, but she's not very flexible, really.
And I can see that I'm so much better than I was. And I thought, I'll never keep doing this. But then you don't want to quit.
Yeah.
You know, we're all kind of all or nothing
Yeah,
people.
no, I would never ever know that about us. And I say us, it's all of us.
It's all of us.
We are definitely all or nothing human
that's
beings.
true.
So it's been good for you, not only because you're seeing results, you're getting that activity, you're getting that social excitement as well, but you're actually improving your flexibility. Again, as you said, your balance, your strength, all that stuff. And I look at you, Jay, and I see you're involved in these classes, but also when I walk in, I see you going hard in the paint by yourself doing circuits. Is that something that you've created?
Well, it's that they told me, you need to have weight training. And so, if you're going to weight train, that's something you pretty much need to do by yourself.
Yeah.
It's not, I guess you could get a partner or something like that, but anyway, you can do it by yourself. So, and so, you need to be involved in that weight training business and get in there. Right? Go for it.
It one of our grandsons came in a couple weeks ago, and when it's about time for him to go home, he's like, I cannot believe the difference in Papaw. And it says, it's just incredible. We see each other every day, so we don't notice as much.
Yeah.
But his gait, his posture, his energy level.
Well, the hospital also has classes, not classes, but groups that like they have a Parkinson's group.
Yeah.
People with Parkinson's disease get together. We talk about things when we go to our doctors. What our medicines are, our therapies are. What are you doing now? What's your doctor doing for you now? What have you done lately? They all were excited when I went to Morgantown to get the focused ultrasound done, and the success I had with it. And so, it's great that we have these sit downs with each other. I think we have eight people in our
something like that. And we always talk about whatever you want, hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Want hope, and, of a future, and every day that we get out and exercise, that gives us a little more hope, but that we're doing something for our body, and the classes also work our mind.
Yep.
And like we do a Bible read through, and that's good for our mind. I said I caught 3 F's: food, fitness, and faith.
Yeah.
And food and fitness is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Food is the medicine that we take
That's
in.
number one.
And that's the hardest.
It is
I
the
think.
hardest, isn't it?
And we came from a class over there today, the food class.
Yeah, yeah.
On Thursdays, and it's
But faith is a
that's perfectly
soft
important,
place
too.
to fall when the going gets rough.
Yeah. I always think mind, body, spirit, it's true. It means that mind, body, spirit, mental, physical, spiritual health, they all combine as one. Well, obviously your ability to have your own testimonial in your group maybe gives hope to some of those other people.
It does.
It's going to take work. It's not just going to happen. You have to put the work in to get that done. But hey, here's some hope for you. Get in there, get active, do some of this stuff, and try to improve yourself. But what have your medical providers said about what has happened to you and the two of you together? What has happened with your health since then? What have they said? What are their reactions?
Well, we go back Monday, and we're anticipating some positive feedback. And what we've had already has been very
positive.
Whether you hear it from them or not, you just feel it.
And the physical therapist said, now some people may not believe this, but he said, I think Parkinson's can be reversed through exercise.
Really?
He said, I've I've seen it here with people I've worked with. So I said, you got to see it.
Yeah. I mean, you could be a walking, talking poster child for this.
Well, I don't know about that.
They're going to put you on advertisements,
Well,
Jay.
know
We
about
want
that.
to give other people hope and encouragement.
Yeah.
But there's some of the people that like students that Doug used a teaching school.
Yeah.
And you have students come in with your doctors and stuff like that, and they'll hear what we're talking about, or our classes and stuff like that. And the thing about it is they're all free.
It's the
It
craziest
doesn't
thing about
cost you
this.
anything.
Yeah.
All it costs you is a little bit of your time and a little bit of effort.
We have these residents saying to us,
They say,
that's where we want to go.
That's where we want to go
You
when we
gotta
get
be
out of here.
kidding.
Well, that's the same thing I asked Doug Bence. I've had him in that chair twice now, and I still can't believe. I asked him the last time we were here, I said, do you foresee this program, Prescription for Your Health? I said, do you see this anywhere else? He's like, not really. We've kind of this has been something in the works for maybe 10 years, he said. I said, do you foresee this in the future as possibly a pilot program for other places who would like to get involved with that? Not only is it all-encompassing physical wellness, physical therapy, cardiac rehab, but you also have a nutritionist on staff.
Right.
You have a
Yes.
health coach, a wellness coach in Kimberly Mertz. You've got all these resources, and it's free.
It's free. That's the thing. That's the damnedest thing about it. It's free.
I can't
It
believe
doesn't
this.
cost you, like I say, it just costs you a little bit of your time and a little bit of effort.
Yeah. So you're expecting good news
Yes.
coming Monday at least.
We're going to get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
going to get it. I know we are.
That's the faith part of it, obviously.
It's just too obvious.
Yeah. Seeing what you're seeing and
Yeah.
feeling what you're feeling.
We're gonna
So
get it.
this journey obviously has been a wild one for you through
Yes.
multiple surgeries on
Right.
multiple joints of your body.
Right, exactly.
And of course, you've been right there beside it, watching the whole deal and trying to help
your
with
partner, your partner for 50 years. When you have a surgery, they have a
it.
surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
It said like I heard this on an advertisement the other day. It said when you have Parkinson's disease, your partner has Parkinson's
Yeah.
disease. You may not have it, but you got it.
Yeah.
So
It changes your thought process immediately, and then it's kind of like here's the big news, and then we got to react somehow and figure it out.
And I think, we don't know what the future brings.
No.
Yeah.
But I want to stay healthy
Yeah.
and fit. So, if he needs me,
Yeah. Well, it's been, as I said, the reason I asked you both about your history is because it's just been something that's been a part of both your lives since early on. Activity, recreation, sports, being healthy has always been a part of your all's lives. And so at this phase of your life, you want to be as active, as healthy as you possibly can.
Right.
You get something thrown at you like this, it adjusts pretty quickly. You're like, okay, how do we respond to this? And then you go to this Prescription for Your Health program. Not only do you become members of this program, what you guys do is you attack this program. You utilize what they have to offer. You utilize the group classes. You utilize the food
they
classes.
got a lot.
They've got a ton of
They
stuff
got
for
a
this.
ton of stuff. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, but I haven't
well,
got it.
and another thing, I don't think some people realize there's a really nice trail that they've
Yes.
outside.
and we probably utilize that 5 days a week. It's so handy for us. And there's other binge runs, trails, fabulous.
Remember when that binge run trail, by the way, when
yeah.
I was a kid, went out to the dam?
Yeah, that was it.
You want to talk about a spider web of systems, and for people who like to walk dogs,
Yeah, we were out there this
it's a
morning.
great way for you guys to continue to be active.
Exactly right. We take our dogs. They love it. They love to go out back here in the woods and run around. And all. Yeah, it's great for them.
So, you guys have obviously become rock stars in this program. It's why they wanted to bring you guys in and tell your story. Again, we talked about B.J. Schreckengoss and her story.
yeah.
People who don't know where she came from
Oh my.
to where she is now, it's a testimonial of hard work and dedication and stick-to-itiveness.
Well, you come out here and walk in, and she's here.
Yeah.
I mean, it just blows your mind.
She's
It blows
walking
my
around.
mind.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
It's like she's fighting fire.
I look
Yeah.
at her and say, how does she do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And she's got her cane right beside her still.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Just
exactly.
in case.
And then, can't remember. There's another guy that's an amputee,
Yep.
and he's
Yeah.
amazing too. So many people that inspire me, and I'm sure they're inspiring other people. I'm so thankful for them.
Yeah.
Well, when people hear your story and your all story together, my hope is that through this podcast, at least it's another group of people that could be inspired by that.
I hope so.
Because I'm sure there are people out there who may have a family member or may be dealing with this themselves,
I
and they
get
see it.
calls. You know, people
Yeah.
hear about it. I get calls, and they'll call the house, and they'll want to know about. You know, tell me about your doctor. Where did you go in Morgantown? Who did you see in Morgantown? They want to know. So you know, if we can be of assistance, we'd be glad to help somebody.
And they can always be here and ask you guys because you're going to be here at
That's
the
right.
event.
Exactly. You're going to run into this sometime.
I got one more question for you guys. What advice or what words of wisdom could you guys give somebody who may be interested in improving their health and wellness, no matter what their situation is, whether they are somebody who has been isolated and sedentary, or they're somebody who may be dealing with a condition, or maybe it's some 25-year-old who wants to come in? What words of wisdom or what advice could you guys give them to get them started?
I think mostly my advice would be probably focused toward older people, but why would you wait to try to? It's helping your future. You know, what kind of future do you want? And if it's not guessing work. It's science that physical exercise
It works.
Yeah.
It's going to help you in so many different ways.
Walk through that door out there. That's the most important thing. Take the plunge,
Yeah.
and you won't regret it. I guarantee you won't regret it.
Wonderful staff.
You can't
know.
you can't lose. I mean, it doesn't cost anything.
Exactly.
So come, dive head on and get in.
I'll tell you what, an eye-opening story from Jay Starcher and Janet Starcher, and you may be one of those medical, I don't want to say miracles, but again, it comes from hard work and determination and doing what you're supposed to do and doing the best you could possibly do at it, and you're a walking, talking testimonial when it comes to this and dealing with this, and we hope that more people take that plunge too, walk through that door.
Walk through the door. That's all you got to do.
Jay and Janet Starcher, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.